Hello and welcome into Sorare with Laird. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined as always on Tuesday by Harry Trade. Today, talk about buying cards.
Well, yeah, non-MLS cards, which is now the hot topic after today. I saw your little cameo.
Oh yeah.
Kept that one quiet. Kept that one quiet.
I did. I'm not even sure I had. Well, I probably had to, but I did keep that quiet, mostly because I had no idea when it was going to happen. Okay. I did that thing like 6 months ago.
Stop.
No, I
didn't. I'd believe 6 weeks if you'd have told me 6 weeks.
Last week.
Fair.
Yeah. What do you think about those new MLS cards?
I like them. Yeah, I didn't expect them to bring out like ones that aren't illustrated, if that makes sense. Like I thought it would just be the illustrated ones, right? But it's like, you know, the watered down version, which is the normal face on the back, you know, the cartoon card or whatever. No, I think they look amazing though. Genuinely, like they're different, and yeah, there's something in the football space we haven't seen at all, have we? Like we've seen. I mean, the closest to them is probably the Sunrise ones in a weird way. Like even though they're nothing like them, I just can't. There's nothing else that's like remotely close to what they've done. I like them. They're good.
Yeah, it just kind of goes back to, I feel like what we've been saying for years, that if they just like had some different cards, people would just buy them.
I think, yeah, the only thing that people get, well, not the only thing, but one of the things people seem to have a problem with is that like it comes out sort of, 1/3, you know, into the season, whereas, you know, it'd be nice to have a couple of these start of the season, you know, because people, you know, blow their budgets on buying cards early season, right? That's kind of the whole point. And then it's like, okay, we'll drop in some really funky, amazingly, you know, looking ones compared to the first ones midway through. And it's just like, I don't know. It'd be nice if they had that in the back pocket. I know there's a 30th anniversary thing or whatever, but like, it'd just be nice to have like a mixture of that, like going into the season. Because I think people have budgets then, right? People don't really want to be buying MLS cards right now with Europe ending, waiting for Europe to come back. Like it's a funky time to actually do it. But I get it.
You got to win, man. You got to win some money early so that you have the budget to spend on these cards.
Yeah, we're not all like you, Laird. We're not dual wallets like you. We've seen them. We've seen the dual wallet.
We'll see. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. Anyan, Petrus, and Stefan on the podium. Congratulations to you three. Dobbsy, what's up? Mikey Baston. Sam Ty.
Wow. I forgot he even existed.
Right? Do you remember him? He's Gavin's brother. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Shout out Gavin Ty. Anyway, Sean Thorpe, what's up? Sean and I have a big MFL matchup today. Just saying. Skosmo, what's up? Thanks for the congrats on that voiceover. Yeah. Andy Black. I bought Nicholas Hansen to flip for late swap, forgot about it, then didn't respond to any of the offers I got from Saturday night. Super sharp.
Who is Nicholas Hansen?
What's that? I have no idea who that is.
It must be an MLS guy, but I genuinely don't even know who it is. Is he a keeper?
Let's look. What is it? Nicholas with a H in the middle. Colorado Rapids.
Oh, he's the keeper. Yeah. He's under 23 as well.
Here's what he looks like.
He's no face. Yeah.
Oh, like really no face. Oh, uniques out there. Do you think they sold this the other day? Auction on April 25th. Why would
he played a few weeks ago?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, for some reason.
Stefan was hurt or something, right?
Yeah, something happened. He kept a clean sheet this weekend. Okay. How much did he go up to? $40?
Is that Andy's? See it, save it. Oh man.
Ooh, should have bought off Andy.
Where is Andy? Oh, Andy's. This is starting to look sharp. Look at that, $18.
Whole 105% profit he could have got.
And you don't call yourself a trader. Anyway, Prem season over pretty much, so Sam's got nothing to do. Although Sam was very quick to remind us about the $50 he won in the Masters.
Yeah, he was successful.
I assume that was limited because if it was rare, that means he came in last.
Yeah, like it's just a consolation prize. Yeah. Everyone gets the 50. No, yeah, it's kind of ironic what we're doing today. I mean, we didn't know, I guess, but it's just funny how we're pumping classic European cards now that Sorare trying to sell MLS cards. I mean,
Let's talk about that for a quick second because I didn't actually read there's like a contest at least, right?
there's 3.
3 of them.
Yeah,
Oh
East,
wait, I didn't want to scout. Yeah. Here we go. Learn more.
and then an all, I believe.
East, West, and all. What are we
I
doing?
think so. Yeah.
Okay. Special editions. I mean, they're pretty cool. It was funny to me that of all of the options they had, I'm pretty sure it was this Brandon Vasquez that is at the top of the announcement.
Really,
Or I'm sorry. Hold on. Is he at the top of the Sorare? There he is.
He is. Wow, that's interesting.
All the options. That's what they choose. Not Benteke here.
Wow, that Luna one's fun.
Just to make sure you get all the neck.
All the neck tat, yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
No, they are. They're really cool. Someone said you couldn't really see the position, which I can't right now that you've zoomed in, just because it's so small.
It's super small. And there's a number. Oh, that's the serial number. I mean, come on, it's MLS. We know who everyone is. Is there no Messi?
I don't know, that's a good point.
I would.
Really good point.
Yeah, I wonder if they're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want with our stuff except for Messi.
Yeah, you can't touch Messi. That would be weird though. Really weird.
Anyway, so yeah, there's a double up. You can win 3 or 5 Essence.
Yep.
Or another card. 10% chance of another card.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this lucky loser thing?
It's kind of fun. Again, Sorare just come out with these like random things that like you can't really complain about. But it's just like, who thinks of these things in like a good way? Like I'm not like throwing shade. Like it's just funny. Like how do you even think? Well, I mean they get paid to do this, but it's just funny. But I don't mind it. I'll have a little bit on the Super Airs just in case.
Mike said it's Suarez for Messi, which is funny because I didn't even realize it was only 1 per team. Excuse me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, good point. It is 1 from each team.
All right, so 60 grand in prizes over 3 game weeks. First one is the West Coast Clash. All the teams in the Western Conference.
But you can play 2 classic cards.
Okay, but you need 3 anniversary cards, not just 3 in season, which those obviously are. But
right, you basically need to buy 3 cards.
Right,
and you can use anything else.
Mike said, "I'm bidding on Super Rares, hoping not to win." Is it just in Super Rare?
I think so. Yeah.
Like I know it was blue, but it is
because you don't. Yeah, because like the double up isn't working for that. I guess so.
Of course. Scosmo said he thinks it's a waste of Super Rare Essence. They could build it into the game economy. Excuse me, neutral Essence, not even MLS. Maybe. Anyway, so game week 1 is this weekend for the West Coast Clash. Yeah, it's not really game week 1. It's I don't know what the game week number is, but 1 for this, and then the following midweek.
The East Coast one's midweek. Yeah,
midweek. Yep. Everyone plays except the Fire. Sorry for everybody who bought it. Yeah. Is that who the Chicago one was? Surely. Kuipers. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Disrespect. And then, yes, the grand finale the following weekend. Looks like 20,000 in each. 1 competition for limited, 1 for mixed, rare, super rare, unique with no scarcity bonus. But for the grand finale event, you need 5 anniversary edition cards.
Are we surprised they haven't done rolling locks for it? Just because they've been doing it for the last fucking 10 weeks, it feels like, with MLS?
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised.
Well, not that I hate it. But I know why.
What, rolling locks? Or?
Yeah. Particularly for MLS.
Fair. But it is awkward.
So the grand finale does not have the Rapids, Whitecaps, LAFC, or Portland.
Okay.
This is cool that all rewarded cards will be anniversary edition, as well as all crafted MLS cards.
Yeah, that is real cool.
And I did see someone mention this, that the hot streak first target is lower.
Yep.
Just as I hit the first one.
I hit both this weekend, like limited and
unbelievable. Yeah. But it's really a smoother entry point, I guess. Anyway, score positive decisive with any MLS anniversary edition card and get $10 in market credits.
Okay.
hit 750 collection score in limited of any MLS team to win 20 limited essence. And celebrate 30 years of MLS by buying cartoon cards.
Yeah, I'll be getting involved somehow.
Of course you are.
Well, I've got a good little setup for this weekend. If I buy 3, like I've got a midfielder already and a classic keeper. So it's like we'll see what we can get a couple of rares for. Defender, forward, and extra.
What's MLS look like? Are there there's no cards on auction?
There should be. You've done something weird there.
Yeah, I clicked the button that said MLS double up. I literally.
How dare you, Laird?
114 for Carlos Heel. What is he going for, you think? 50 normally?
No, a bit more, I would say. I don't know, 70? I'm just... Oh, 90. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. They play away this weekend as well. Oh, I like the back.
Very basic.
Yeah, but it's like really crisp.
Sure.
It's like a pitch, but not a pitch.
Yeah.
A future pitch.
It's what AI thinks a soccer field looks like in the US.
Yeah.
So this is what you were talking about with like some of them are. So I guess, yeah, it's one per player and then everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, that does help us in a way. Like if we are going to win cards and craft cards and they turn into those, then, it's an easier entry point. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine they're going to give out the illustration ones in
as rewards.
You
never know.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
There's Berna. It's a lot of work to have to get his tattoos in there, like to draw them all.
Yeah, wow, Jesus! It looks like they've just thrown a pint of paint on his hands and just called it a day. Do we think that AI, to be honest? Do you think the illustration guy just like, fuck this, I'm just gonna AI it? Like it's an easy day's work.
A little, just scribble somewhere else just to make it look like not totally. I hope not. Charlie said the rookies are nice.
Oh yeah, I haven't really seen one. Who could be a rookie?
How do you?
You just go down to age maybe and just put it down to like 18, and maybe we'll get some things pop up.
It's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, they're a little bit different. See, yeah, the rookie logo.
That's a classic like baseball card.
Like the sideways rookie.
And like that font even. Surely I have cards behind me that have this.
Just for sure. No, they do look really good. Like they look like stickers or cards or whatever.
Do you think the guys over at Panini are like, what the hell?
Yeah, lawsuits pending, isn't it? We're suing you for 9 billion essence.
Yeah. What do you think about the giant soccer ball?
Yeah, I don't know how.
I keep using the word soccer because it's MLS.
Yeah, I personally don't like it. I don't know what else could have really gone there that, off the top of my head, but I think they're a little bit unnecessary, the balls. I can't lie.
It just kind of feels like they had some space and they were just like, slap a football on there.
Throw a ball in. I would have liked to have seen the 30th anniversary logo there maybe, because it's very faint in that top left and it's like white and, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't pop out at all. Whereas I think I would have preferred that on the bottom left.
Can somebody fix this, please?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with that. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you. The 30th anniversary could have looked nice there. Yeah, it's a nice looking card.
It really is.
GG's to everyone there.
Now we need them in packs and we need them in physical form and then Sorare Moons.
The giant soccer ball from the 94 World Cup opening ceremony. Sam Ty said it's the 1990 World Cup somehow.
Yeah, fair. It is very old school of a ball.
Ty. Can't even remember his World Cups.
Jesus.
Calls himself a football expert.
I know. Journalist. One of those.
Such disdain. That was...
Anyway, I think they're punctuation and then Just blows it in the live chat of our video.
Oh well. You want to buy some European cards?
I mean, yeah, your video your stream yesterday, yeah, definitely, I think sparked a bit of interest, and then there is going to be a lot of cards that do double in price. They go from $5 to $10, right? And you do that on scale, and it can turn out to be a profitable summer if you can look at it that way. Obviously, not maybe the same guy every time, just because there's just a lot more risk doing that. But twos and threes of certain guys, and you stack them in your Sorare gallery, and yeah, you wait for them to sort of pop and do their thing next season. But it's just really hard to like what does that player look like? Like what has he had to do now? What is his contract extension look like? Is the team going to be as good next year? Like, there's so many variables that go into that. Like, things have to stay consistent or get better most of the time for him to, increase in price for the most part, I think. Because otherwise, yeah, why is he going to double in value unless something dramatic's happened, right? Transfer or whatever. But like that Tilo Kerho one, like that one's just a pure. Like, he's just going to be as good as he was last year. Nothing's going to change as far as Monaco, as far as, that's very different than like a Suso going to Cadiz and he's in fucking Spanish League 2 and, League 2 or whatever. Like, there's so many different ways to do this. Under 23 keepers coming from obscurity and just starting games of football. Like, there's so many ways you can play this. And it is fun. I think not the easiest way, but one of the ways I was sort of looking through this morning was like going through, who has that, the nice L15s and 40s over this last season in the Euro category, and going, okay, who is like super cheap right now and could have the similar situation next season or a bit better for whatever reason, signs with the team he was previously on loan with or whatever that looks like. Can you go scooping up players like that basically and hold them for a couple of months. That's what you need, patience ultimately though for this to work.
Yeah, I think what kind of gets me is because like Andreas brought it up yesterday. Andreas is a member of your community as well as mine, and the number of times where he has sent me like an idea and he's like, I'm going to try this, and then weeks later he's like, here are the results, and it was just like a smashing success. And I look back and I was like, yeah, I just don't think it's going to work. And he's like, well, I'm going to try. And it like works beautifully. And I think the reason why this kind of piqued my interest a little bit specifically now is I think there is we know this is kind of the doldrum of the year where people, if they're not necessarily like, I don't think lots of people are trying to sell cards now. And I think part of it is that they're just like, they can't be arsed with it. Or they just don't think they'll get that much value. But there are people who are selling cards that genuinely, I think it makes sense that they would be cheaper now than they will be in July and August when people come back. I think as much as people like to say, yes, in season is what I'm going to focus on, when the season starts up and if they see that the in-season cards of the guys they want are just so much more than they want to pay, I think there will be some like, maybe I'll just buy the classic and see. And it's funny because Mike here said, you want someone with an Olise type situation from last summer. I would actually argue that Olise this summer makes just as much sense, because going to Bayern, everybody, it was like, all right, he should be great there because everybody's great at Bayern. But now we know he's great. And I think just looking at, and obviously his price dipped even further, but this is just the classic Olise price. Now you can say like, I guess this was after his transfer. September, maybe people waited until he actually started smashing. But I just wouldn't be surprised if his card was more than it is now. Like it's as basic as that.
It is. The only worry I have, the only sort of pushback I have on like a him is like, what is the most expensive, champ mid? Like, what does that price look like? And I know you just went there and it was around like $500-600 last year. So, okay, you could argue if you buy him for 300 now, he could be fine. Like, that happened last year. Who's to say that can't happen again? that could. So like with players like him, it's much harder, I think, for a player to go from like $300 to $500 than it obviously is from a $5 player going to $15, right? Because more people can afford him. Really?
So I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I mean, it's all basically what I don't want to say it's based on what your budget is, but do you want to primarily focus on ROI, meaning percentage ROI versus raw dollars that you're making?
Yeah.
And so if you buy Olise for 300 right now and you sell him for 380 in 2 months,
that's better than flipping eight lots of 5 to 15ers type of thing,
right?
I
guess that's sort of the way I was looking at it. And I think the biggest difference in that I've always seen with this, like there's one Olise on the market right now.
Right.
For rare. But in limited, it just feels like there's always somebody who's selling.
There is. I mean,
that's why I struggle with thinking, I'll just buy tons of limiteds and hope that this 62 turns into
90
82,
or whatever. Yeah.
Because it always just feels like there's someone else there who's like, I'll sell mine for 72.
I'll match you.
Eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think, it all kind of depends on where people see the ceiling for the best champ mids next year. Like that, what does that number look like? Because like Kimmich was the benchmark for a long time. I don't know. I think Olise has been better than Kimmich arguably this season. Like probably more peaky. It'd be quite close, but I would have preferred to have had. I don't know. Actually, they've both been obviously ridiculous.
They're just both absolute smashers.
No, they are for sure. But like Olise, like obviously I have a Kimmich, and like every time I have Kimmich playing, Olise just seems to get the assists, and like he just smashes his face off every single time I have Kimmich, and it's just so frustrating.
Yeah, like in this chart, the orange is Olise and blue is Kimmich, and they're just
okay. Yeah, it's comparable. There's a couple of blues ahead of the oranges, and then vice versa. Yeah, they kind of link pretty well. They hang really well.
It's just crazy that they average 142 together.
It's just an to 140. Basically.
Yeah,
it's just insane. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if going for like the chunkier, more expensive players, budget dependent is the play, or is it gambling on 3 or 4. Yeah, like I said, Suso's, or I mean, Benacer is one that I've been thinking about a little bit. Like he's like £5 right now, so he's on loan from Milan. I don't necessarily know if Marseille are going to buy him or not. I'm pretty sure they were, but I don't know the latest. But let's just argue they buy him. Like that could be a situation where if he becomes a proper starter next year in that team, like he really peaked at one point. Like so that's crazy. Like $180 down to £5 Laird. Like, I know that was when they first came out, and like they would, he joined in Jan or whatever it was. Like, it was one of them where it's like maybe that's a bit of an outlier situation. But even like if he's going from £100 to $5,
that's like insane to see.
So that's when I go, if he just smashes start of the season, why isn't he a $50 card, mate, or like $40, $50 card, and you've 10x jump or whatever that looks like. Like those are the ones I think, similar with the Tilo Kerr ones, like obviously a lot more certainty with that one because I don't think he's going to move. Where Benacer, I don't know what's exactly happening, but I just, those things, I think that's more likely than Olise going to £500. Personally, that's fair. I don't know why. I just feel more comfortable. Maybe because I, don't want to spend the 300 to see if I can make the the 200 profit or whatever. Like, I just get a bit more of a buzz out of those sort of ones. And if it fails, what have I lost? To $5?
Right. So Mike said, so we need to find next season's Jacob Riam. I actually this is actually what I'm avoiding. Like, I don't think finding this guy now is worth it because God knows where like these guys could end up. Yeah.
Who did I do it on this season? Oh, like Amin Guri. I bought Guri's classic card when he moved to Marseille for like £6. And he ended the season as like a £40 player. like you can get big multiples if you're spending £5 on something and it can go to a 40, 50 if the card just completely pops. Like that card's never going to go to $1,000, obviously.
Yeah.
Like there's a ceiling on what these classic cards are going for. But I literally bought like a 2019 version, the same as my Turkey, my
Turkey one, yeah.
It's a beautiful card, like one of the cards I've always wanted to own on this game, but he was so like limited. Just had a really small supply. You could never get one, and there was one on the market before he moved. And yeah, like you got to get lucky. I didn't. Oh my God. I don't even want to look at things like that. It just makes me sad.
Sir Josh said, no way prices go up. This is the same as last season if they remove cash from Podium Classic, in my opinion. And I think that fear is currently being priced into the market. I don't know how many people really bake in Podium cash as the part of their expectations.
Fair. I do think it affects the higher end cards, though.
That's fair. Yeah,
that's
just
right.
So few people win podiums that.
No, I know, but it's not like I've done it once this season in champ. Yeah. Like I won champ. Like I'm not podiuming 10 times a season. Maybe some people are, but like
#win once.
Yeah, you just got to win once. But I don't know. Goalkeeper.
Josh said goalies are the ones to flip. Probably the most common classic is in an in-season. And then added that Satonio picked up a rare classic Vicario the other day for 34p, which I don't believe.
What?
But there it is.
Wow.
Clearly someone messed up.
Red Card Football Club. That is insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I imagine that was a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
So I don't want to be like, oh yeah, just find the people who make mistakes.
No, yeah, 100%. Josh says, I think it's more the fear that Europe follows a similar path to MLS Classic, which had a pretty negative reaction. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think the Sorare wouldn't go down that route just because of the reaction. I'd like to think the wider community have had to, definitely MLS Classic anyway. So I don't know, maybe they do, but I don't know what you think about that.
So there was a very big negative reaction to it. And nobody sold out of MLS. People bought more cards. Like, I'm just not sure the market accurately reflected the pretty negative reaction to it.
No, but like, there's no way people are spending $300 or pound on Elise rares if like there's no, if you can only win like 3 cards and the rest is essence. Like, I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I do think that has a tremendous effect. And it could be an optics thing. Like, obviously, thousands of people each season aren't winning these podiums anyway. But the fact that it's just there, I think it does have a massive psychological effect.
How much more expensive do you think on a multiple? Do you think Elise should be than Carlos Heel? Double?
Well, like 3X? Today's Carlos Heel, like the one that's been really good this season so far.
The one who's as good as Elise, basically.
Yeah,
he might be better.
He's better because he's in a smaller pool. Like, you can only use him in MLS. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd say he's a better card because there's less Carlos Gills this season in MLS. But anyway, multiple, it should be about 4 or 5.
Right. So,
I think.
Sure. Whatever the number you came up with, as long as it was more than 3, I was willing to agree with. So you're saying like Elise is not going to be $300 if the champ pool looks like MLS, right?
I'd hope not. No.
But a Carlos Heel Classic is $100.
Yeah, but
you can only play him in MLS.
Right. Where, I mean, Elise, you can play him in under 23, you can play him, wherever. But there's more Elises is my argument, kind of. Like, there's a Kimmich, there's Andre Santos. Like, there's more good European midfielders than there is Carlos Heels in the MLS. The MLS mids have been weak this season. Like, I'll stand on that. Name me another good MLS mid.
I'm just saying here, there's none. There are 0 similar players to Elise. Whoops, sorry, hold on. It's funny that Kimmich is the first
age, isn't it? Probably, but I don't know. I can't think of one amazing other midfielder that's like popped this season in MLS. Genuinely, Like Pereira's been pretty good. But he's not been Carlos Heel. Mihailovic has been
PS2
okay.
victory laps have just been.
I know.
So like looking at, let's just do Champ Europe. Yeah, Kimmich. Like Kimmich is the only one. And L15. I'll do even L40. We have Jude.
Vitinha's been pretty good. Pedri. I mean,
Very standard.
there's a couple. Like I wouldn't mind any of those 7. Whereas like
Yeah.
with Bill, it's a bit like I don't know who you're picking. That's like right now as good as him in MLS. Like genuinely as a mid.
What's interesting about this list is that 3 of the 6 are under 23.
Technically 4. Well, of the 7.
Oh,
like,
yes,
if you count at least 8, sorry. Yeah, for sure. And all like have years left type of under 20. It's not just done,
Yeah. So yeah, that's I don't know. I just feel like if Elise realistically is 5x what Carlos Heel is, let's pull it back to 3x because you could theoretically get a Pedri, Kimmich, Bellingham. That's still $300. Like
it is.
Which is where he is now, I guess.
I'm gonna 2 seconds.
Like I guess maybe Elise is appropriately priced for end of season. I don't know. I keep going back to that. Do we have 2 seasons of Elise's? 3. I guess I could just look. 257 rares total, 1,640 limiteds. Surely there are way more Carlos Heels. Yeah, 450. 450. Sorry, hold on. Someone like Foden could be a good shout. 10 euros for the limited for a potential smasher who's had an off season. 44 L15, perfect for Arena as well. Let's look at Foden. Why not? No, I did want that. $69 floor basically, and he hasn't touched $100 since April, and that's for an in-season. Classic Kimmich, classic Foden. February was the last time a classic Foden sold for $100. That's a good shout. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just buying into Man City is always a problem, though. Josh said, the impression I got from the AMA was an improvement was coming to Classic. I think if they were going down that MLS route, they would have alluded to it more. I mean, they're going to do streaks, it sounds like, which is an MLS thing. But I also, Harry, did you take this, they're going to improve Classic as Classic competitions will get better, or you will have more places to play your Classic cards?
Yeah, probably that, like Arena and stuff, right? That's kind of where I'm at with what they hinted at, I guess. Yeah, I can't see Classic getting better. Like, I think it'll either just stay the same, which is probably a really good thing, or other things get better, i.e. Arena and stuff. The other players, can you figure out the champ guys that are going to Challenger and Contender that are going to just smash their face off a little bit? And I know, like, not everyone's a Barco, I get it, but like, that formula does work. More often than not, sorry.
Speaking of which, actually, I saw, what's his name? Isn't he going to, who was it? Bolka? Isn't he going to Turkey?
He might be going to Gala, yeah. I mean, Muslera is like 300.
I thought they said he was retiring.
Probably, yeah, he's 39. He probably is, isn't he?
I mean, he can go back to Uruguay and play 10 more years minimum.
Right. Yeah, like goalkeepers, like I'm less, like I wouldn't mind if Bolka in there, but I prefer him in Champ just because he's in Champ, right? And he's in like Champions League next season.
Yeah.
So like, but like outfielders, like, can you find those midfielders that, I know like Rakitic, like there's obviously ones that have failed for sure. Like I'm not saying they all work out, but like when they work out, they really work out sometimes. And it's just, if you can get in on the China one, like some of those ones can just go mental. Whoever moves to Celtic or Rangers sometimes that can, really prove to be, quite interesting. That is a thing. But if you don't play Contender, it's not ideal. But now you've got Arena, you can sport wash your essence. I mean, you can. Is this Santi
Cazorla? 59 average over his 24 starts in the last year.
It's not bad. Like, how old is he? Genuinely now.
40.
40. Like, if he's doing that, what is Suso going to do at Cadiz?
I was never a big Suso guy, but I get it. I get it.
Like, yeah, but like he's the type of like SO5 guy you'd want, you know, like left-footed, takes that piece, like that type of archetype. Like those are the guys that like I like owning on the game, because wherever they kind of go, if they end up playing games of football, they end up dominating the ball, i.e., you know, your set pieces and stuff. I know it's not the recipe for success all the time in this game, but you know, those technical left-footed, they don't have to always be left-footed, but you know, those type of players, wherever they kind of go, and even when they get later on in their career, you know, like he's got offers from MLS, apparently, Suso. Like he's had MLS and Saudi offers, but he's like quite adamant wanting to go to Cadiz, from what I've heard. So things like that, like those are the little nuggets that can turn out to be like £1 rares into £20 rares quite easily.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is funny because those are the ones that I kind of wanted to avoid. Meaning, like, I don't necessarily want to play the transfer game.
Fair.
And this is hilarious going back and forth in the live chat. Halligan said Rashford's going to have PSG and Barca rumors flying all summer. He could be a good option. And then Charlie just says, come on, guys, don't be stupid. And Mike said the only Barca rumors from Rashford are from Rashford himself.
Probably from his brother, who's his agent.
Mm-hmm. Pedro at Lazio is a good one for the Cazorla type situation.
Yeah.
Was he that good?
No, he scored like 90 this weekend off the bench. Not that that means he's amazing, but yeah, like, yeah, if Pedro went to league, you know, yeah, Spanish too or whatever.
So I think the biggest issue, I'll even say, is buying champ guys buying classic versions of champ guys who go to contender means you're playing contender classic, and you don't want to do that.
Well, you could use them as the one in, you know, if you're allowed to play one classic.
Yeah, but for a lot of those guys, like they'll have the in-season version. So like you buy the in-season version and then you keep playing Douglas Santos. You know, like I was never playing Rakitic as my classic card in contender in season.
No, but you play Barco. Play Barco.
Well, he's not those guys. He's way better than those. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but why can't Suso be Barco?
But I'm saying, why not buy the in-season Suso?
Well, they might not have cards.
Cadiz, he won't. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm a bit like, those can be little jemmies because, like...
Yeah, Barco is not... Cazorla and Rakitic are not Barco, though.
No, for sure. But, like... Yeah, they're different, for 100% different. But
I just mean, like, there are those guys in contender, and right. Like,
who's been ridiculous this season in contender that like moved over? Like, not ridiculous, but Berardi was good, wasn't he? For a period.
He was he was the best forward,
right?
For a bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like unminted. I mean, it's a good season. Obviously, it's heavily swayed to the start compared to the finish, but like, it's still a really good season from a card that you can't get the in season. I mean, yeah, Shaq
was the answer. Yeah,
he's the answer. Like he is the prototype for what I'm on about here. Like, goes from, you know, Chicago, struggling Chicago.
I was gonna say though, he didn't go from champ.
He didn't go from champ. No, he went from Chal. Technically, he didn't go from an island. You know, like, but yeah, again, yeah. How many times does this happen? Maybe not crazy often, but like things like this happen where players go back to their home team that's fucking struggling in the Swiss league and he wins the league with them. Like, this is, you know, these are the golden nuggets of Sorare trading, speculation, whatever you want to call it. Like,
what's funny is everybody's like, you would just play this like these guys in the arena. But like Shaqiri's hard in a cap.
Yeah. That's the problem. You'd love to if there wasn't a cap.
Right.
You know?
Jorginho going to Brazil, he'll probably be good there. Harry, who's the last player to go to Brazil and do well?
No one ever. Well, to be fair, Thiago Almada did okay for like a week and then moved to Lyon.
Right.
But no one ever does well in Brazil. I'm sorry.
Like it's just a death move.
Yeah, you just don't want to go anywhere near players who move to Brazil. Like, if they're already there, then like, okay, whatever. But like, players moving there is, yeah,
it wasn't even that great.
No, but considering like his like archetype of a player, like I didn't think he would even be that good.
Agreed.
Like,
Agreed.
I thought it'd be like a lot worse for him. Speaking of him, he might be moving back to Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go back to Botafogo. Leon can't buy him because they got no money. He was offered to Betis and they didn't want him. They said he was too small or something. So he might be coming back. Which one? The one is at Zenit now? It must be him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was he's been everywhere over the last couple of years. He might have been he was at Botafogo as well. I mean, he's okay.
He's all right.
Yeah. Like it's just compared to the other contender, but now the Brazil's
I'm just telling you, like, look at Shaqiri, Barca, like these guys are just on another level.
Yeah. It's just you can't even compare. I know like Henrique is younger and whatever, but like nobody in Brazil does that. I don't care what anyone's telling me. Mind you, go have a look at Alan Patrick. What's he doing? Because I know people seem to talk highly of him. Is he smashing still or not? Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, he's doing well. Does he have like 12 cards? Oh, 120. I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
But like, I had no idea he had that many cards.
There can't be that many of him though in Brazil that like we have cards for. And I'm not sure. I have Brazilian cards, like, you know, I have some cards from that league and whatever, but it's just not that fruitful of league. And I don't know. It's just not like. How's Danilo done? Probably in and out. Yeah.
Awesome.
Brazil, it's just a flaky league.
Honestly, that's the biggest problem. Is it feels like guys never play all the time.
Oh no, never. Who did I have then? Like he did. Gaston Avila. Do you remember him?
Sure.
So I've got his card from years ago. Still got it. And there he is. There. He scored like 60 AA a couple of weeks ago from nowhere. Yeah, Nectar. And then didn't play. Like just didn't play for the whole game. And then comes in and does -2. Like 60 AA.
8 attacking too, which is great.
No. 4 interceptions.
So 5 net duels, 4 interceptions, 4 tackles.
He's got the triple. Yeah. I mean, you just can't bank on it. Now, you know, like you just can't bank on these type of players playing. They're just such a risk. Yeah, it's just scary. Like you just don't really like even like the Pie seems to DMP all the time. And
I love how people get so excited about Memphis. And I'm like, I just don't.
He's been okay. Like he has been pretty good. I'll give him that. Like, those scores are decent for like a number 9. Like a Sorare number 9.
I'm just in Contender Classic, man. It's just so hard.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I'm not saying like that walks things. Like I'm not saying he's an outlier in any way. Yeah, I don't know. But let's get off the Brazilian talk. We don't.
Yeah, sorry.
It's too much. We're giving it too much hate right now, I think.
He's been good in All-Star for me. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So this is
on your 3 essence box.
This is a good point, right? Tom's just get Tom Quigley, if I pronounce that right. Wrexham's Prem out of contract team. So they're in talks to give Tom Kearney like $1 million a day to come and play for Wrexham. And if you go and look at Tom Kearney's Fulham team, I know Fulham won the league that year. Nico Williams was there on loan. They had an amazing team, I believe. They went up. This is probably about 4 years ago, maybe. Go have a look at his scores in the Championship. I think he was pretty good from what I remember. So in and out quite a lot, but decent amounts of AA. I genuinely can't really remember, but they look fine. In starts, scroll down for me. Yeah, 50 AA once there. I don't know. Now, look, that's not going to happen really for Wrexham unless they just buy a boatload of like good guys from the Prem. But that could be a sneaky little.
The good news is he's 3 years older now too.
Like, he is.
What are we doing?
I mean, he scored like 80 in the Prem last week, so he's still alive.
What are we doing?
Vardy. Yeah. Vardy would be good in the Championship. Surely. Like they could scoop up 4 or 5, 6 Prem players like that.
He could play 5 more years at least.
Easy in that league. But they'll probably want to go up straight away.
Yeah.
Harry Wilson is from Wrexham. Mikey Baston.
Maven said, should every competition get an in-season and classic comp? The amount of classic cards are increasing every season. League On is the only champion equals only champion and all-star. Well, Serie A is too, technically, right now. They haven't made any announcement yet. I mean, this is we've always known this, that every year more cards would come in.
Oh yeah. Josh said, yeah, that's a fair point, Josh. Vardy weren't great when Leicester went down.
He was like, he was just used to the Prem life. That's all. Now he knows he's out. So
he just didn't get his Red Bull, did
he? Yeah.
Didn't get his Red Bull.
You take him as like a smelling salts kind of guy?
He'd be on all sorts. Yeah. He's before the game, proper hyped
That's
up.
what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. He'd be on his smelling salts. Yeah.
Sorry. I was listening to a biohacking conversation or podcast before this. Anyway. Do you think Wrexham cards could get any type of bump should Sorare do some type of promotion with them? Just seems so gimmicky.
It does, but it'd be very Sorare to get the Wrexham license. Like I can see it. I could see that.
That's so stupid. I also think the championship should move to contender with the other second divisions.
Yeah, with all the rest of the second divisions. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like it, but I can see why that would. There's an argument for 100%.
Christian Eriksen to Besiktas based on some random Turkish guys on Twitter. If there's one thing I've learned about international football is that the random Turkish guys on Twitter definitely know what they're doing. I thought he was going back to Ajax.
Well, apparently Tadic is.
Give me Tadic and Eriksen back at Ajax, please.
Yeah, a little swan song with Henderson holding down the fort.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he scored really well.
There?
Oh, I don't know about that actually.
He should go to Wrexham.
Yeah, I could see that. Championship move. Bring Bale in. Vardy.
I almost sent it to you. I watched some sort of short or something with Bale today about getting whistled at the Bernabeu. Anyway, what's your thoughts on the relegated sides to the champ?
It never normally works because they sell their best ones, basically. Like whoever goes down this season, or Southampton or whatever, like the best players normally move on. So it's quite tough to, bank on things like that happening. Luton are the best example. Like they nearly went down again.
Yeah.
Like they went down from Prem. Okay, they kept a couple. You think, yeah, they'll be fine. They weren't. Like they were very lucky not to go down, I think. So again, that's not going to happen to every club that goes down. But yeah, it just depends who they keep. If they keep, the bulk of their players, there is an argument to say that, you can get some massive outlier scores in the championship coming down from the Prem. But again, like your Harwood Bellis is like, are they going to go back down to the champ again after being in the Prem once? I just don't know. That's my only worry with that thing. Like you need to know for certain that they're going to stay. If so, then yeah, there's an argument for it.
The one that pops into my head, who I think the expectation was, I feel like the timeline doesn't make sense, but the player who like popped right into my head was Kyle Walker-Peters. And I feel like was he on Looking Up at one point?
He must have been, yeah.
When they came, they were probably still in the championship, not when they got promoted. Surely he wouldn't be named after they got promoted.
No, it would have been in the champ for sure. 100%.
So I love this. Why is it stupid? Women in my office who don't even know who Erling Haaland is have heard of Wrexham. They have mass appeal. My wife likes them too. I mean, people.
Your wife's not playing so rare.
They're not playing so rare.
Like,
they are certainly not buying fucking JPEGs of these people. Apologies for swearing here.
No chance. I've got the exact same situation. My wife's friend like keeps up with the Wrexham. I don't care. Like it. Like she's like, why isn't Paul? What's his name? Paul Mullin starting? Like she's asking. She asked my wife to ask me why he isn't starting. Like that's, how far down the pecking order this is in their brain. Like from a distance they like it, but it's like they're not gonna buy fucking Sorare cards about it, are they?
It's the same as me watching Drive to Survive and thinking I'm an F1 expert. That's all. Gabby Vega to Porto.
That's interesting.
Was it Quinny who won a Gabby Vega?
He's had the Super F for years. Yeah, I think he's still going.
Did he win it?
Can't remember. I don't think he won it. I think he bought it, but I could be wrong.
I'm trying to think of who won one. This is it. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds is the reason everybody likes Wrexham. Ryan Reynolds
just
owner
doesn't want to
card.
admit it to you, Surface, but you know.
It's all of us, Surface. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I know Quinny was always a Gabby Vegas. Somebody won him, and it was just like, oh, it was like right before the move. And it was like,
yeah, maybe it was him. Maybe it was him. You know.
The only reason why I thought it was him is because he was like still willing to be positive about it.
You could be honestly. You could be.
And for some reason, yeah, I thought it was a super. Let's see. 8 super rares. How does this guy have 8 super rares? Yeah, Quinny's got the one of, but he traded for it. I don't know. 4,300 for the unique.
Oh, bargain.
Pranks. He pulled one over.
Just mic it.
Did he have it? Look at that. The Mbabu.
Kevin Mbabu.
Oh, just Mikey. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think, boy, that got really off topic talking about Wrexham. As I was like, hey, should we buy Elise?
Elise to Wrexham. I mean, weirder things have happened.
Have there been?
Probably not.
Service said, that's a stupid take, guys. If something that is massively popular, that means there could be plenty of men out there on the fringes who could be potential customers. I just think the jump from liking Wrexham because of, what are they on Netflix? I've literally never watched one episode. To I'm going to go buy some JPEGs to play a fantasy football game is like that jump is.
Put it this way, right? I have a best friend. I'm going to his bachelor party in 2 weeks. He's from Wrexham. We both played in college together, right? His dad got season tickets. He lives out here now. I guarantee you, if Wrexham came on the platform, he would not give a fuck. I can tell you for free. He's my best friend, and he knows exactly what I do day in, day out. He plays Football Manager, like he loves Football Manager. Okay, facts. But I guarantee you, even if Wrexham came on this platform, he wouldn't care.
Yeah,
wouldn't care. And he's the closest you can get to a diehard Wrexham fan. Played for them as a kid, like through the academy, like loves them. And if you can't convert him, who plays Football Manager, like he's not like alien to, simulation game, whatever.
I'm not going to say that no one would join
for sure, but it's a tough ask, tough sell.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough to like go through all the work of signing them up, basically.
No.
And yeah, if your friend wants to get on MFL, I'm going to send him my referral. Sounds like just the guy.
I'll get 10% off that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, please. I will happily send that along to you. What if they make it to the Prem? Well, then we'll have them anyway. I don't think there's any different. Like, yeah, I just don't think that many people are going to be joining. Again, like we have to remember that this is a fantasy sports platform, and that niche is just. The fantasy football niche is incredibly small compared to the number of people who love football. And then when you add in these player cards, it's just the number, just the volume of people is so low. But I also remember that Nicola said that they're working on some new licenses. So who knows? Maybe they are. They're going to be on TV more regularly here in the US. So like Surface, I think that the number of people who could be interested in Wrexham can only grow. But converting those people into playing Sorare, I think is just, it's just not that many people. I don't know. I just don't see it. But I'm trying to think of a similar situation where like they brought on a license and lots of people went nuts. Like a single license. But I guess, they do bring in single licenses. Like they had, Midtjylland was the only Superliga one for a year or two. But I don't know how many people from Denmark joined because of that. I don't know what the Midtjylland supporters outside of Denmark look like, other than when I look in the mirror. They had Burnley as a single championship license this year. That was a pre-existing deal, though. Like they had Burnley the year before, so I get it. Another Sam said, this is still a niche platform. Most people I know who enjoy football haven't heard of Sorare and wouldn't want to join. Yeah, I think like that's my biggest thing is you need football lovers who also like fantasy football and want a hugely deep dive into fantasy football, and then convince them to buy these player cards.
It's a tough ask.
Yeah. Liverpool's sole license was pretty big. I mean, that was years ago, though.
And West Ham as well.
Yeah. Server said, I mean, I would definitely buy some Wrexham cards if my wife wanted to watch games regularly. I mean, you would buy them. Sorry, Samurai. Surface to air missile.
It's quite a lot of Sams.
Yeah. Surface, air missile, SAM. There are a lot of Sams. You're right. A lot of Sams, a lot of Tobys. I mean, Sorare could make a sponsorship deal with Wrexham. That would probably give the platform some serious airtime. So, totally disagree. Like, yes, they could do a sponsorship deal with Wrexham. Oh, sponsorship deal. Sorry, that's not what I was thinking.
As in, like, on their shirt.
On the shirt? That's sorry, that's not what I was thinking.
I mean, it'd be fine, but
it gives them. I just don't think it does give them serious airtime. I mean, obviously, if you have it, but
not enough. If it was, yeah.
Server said, have you watched the show? The products associated with it have gotten massive bumps like Skull. I don't know. What is Skull?
I don't know.
And Aviation Vodka, which I don't know either. They could potentially get Rob and Ryan have a segment where they try it. That I think would be literally the worst thing possible. Like two people who do not care about fantasy football. And they're like, hey, try this game. And they're like, okay, looks
everyone.
Okay, have fun.
I'm hearing bad things about Ryan Reynolds. Well, he's been up to him and his missus. Yeah, they're dodgy in the movie scene or sector.
Is Blake Lively his wife, or is she his wife? It is Blake Lively. Yeah.
They tried to just assassinate someone, didn't they? Not physically, but like they came for somebody really bad. He was like a director or something. I can't think of his name. They were on a movie together or something. Like there was like leaked texts and stuff and all this rubbish. I don't know.
Wow. So I think the other problem is that if they sponsored Wrexham, this is what's on the shirt, and nobody cares what it. Like nobody knows what this is. And the number of people who then search it and then see what it is, and they're like, "Oh, it's some crypto bullshit." Never mind.
Yeah,
it's Stoke, which is actually something even less. I was like, Skull is like chewing tobacco, isn't it? What is Stoke? The iced
coffee.
Oh, okay.
Like everyone drinks coffee. Obviously, that's going to get a bump. Like we're talking about fucking fantasy football digital cards. Like, come on, like live in reality. Like that's just not. You're going from like the biggest target audience ever, to drink fucking coffee and vodka, to like the most minuscule niche thing ever in fantasy. Like we're just comparing legit. Not even apples to oranges. I don't even know what the comparison is, but it's just not it. I'm sorry.
Tom was saying Ryan Reynolds owns all the products, and that's how he promotes them, which is a great idea. Sure, yeah.
What if he owns like Mint Mobile and shit? If it was spin.
Again, I think this is how I feel. James Stevenson nails it. Wrexham is a great marketing tool for sure, but I don't think it'd make a massive difference for Sorare.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it would make a small difference.
Matthew nails it again. Converting normies to nerd. Yeah, that is it. You cannot explain it any better than in what's that like 8 words, 9 words, or whatever it is. Like genuinely, that is it in a nutshell. It's hard enough to like I said, convert my best friend, go into his like, it's just there's such a jump for some reason. It's mental.
This is one of the greatest comments I've ever read.
It is. It's incredible. Like, it's so accurate. It's insane. Converting normies to nerds. I love it.
Thank you, Matt. That was
that was brilliant. Or is brilliant.
I I just want to put it somewhere else for a while. Hold on.
Just keep it up on the teleprompter.
I'm just gonna keep it up.
Yeah. Could you argue you're just born a nerd?
Oh wait, this is the old logo. Never mind.
Can you even convert?
That's a good point.
I don't know if you're convertible. I don't think it's even a thing. I think it's hard.
Never mind. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. What were we talking about? Flipping cards?
Yeah, champ cards. Even though
do you think
Wrexham's in championship?
Do you think that if we bought a bunch of champ cards now, that all of the Wrexham people will buy them when they announce the Wrexham sponsor or the Wrexham license?
We need to buy players that they're going to be linked with.
That's the key.
So just buy every Tom Kearney you can, every Harry Wilson, and just pray that they just come on and just scoop up every single one of the potential transfers that come to their club. I'm sure that's the only way.
Server said, "Remember the difference a loser like Gary V made." I don't think these are similar situations here.
That was an NFT. Yeah, that was just like an NFT boomy type of. I know he came on and stuff, but like the NFT market at the time was just ridiculous. It was literally the Wild West.
Like, it was people coming in to get rich. That's very different than people buying cards instead of just a Wrexham T-shirt. like
if you, I don't know. I don't know.
Would your wife rather a Wrexham hat or a Wrexham NFT?
Probably hat. Definitely hat. But she'd rather a Man City hat than a Wrexham hat. She would. I swear.
That's fair.
Or a Brighton hat for some reason. Danny Ward on a free. Oh, Wrexham are going down to the fucking conference if that's the case. You might as well pack your bags now. You might as well just self-demote. Lads, it's been a fun week. We're down.
Poor Danny.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Okonkwo, the keeper. He's been there for a while. Ex-Arsenal kid.
Isn't it just 1 year? Did you do 2 years there?
I thought he's done a couple. Not like too many, but I thought he's done a few.
He was in Austria, wasn't he?
He was at one point, yeah.
Yeah, that's what what is that, Sturm Graz or?
Yeah, Graz. But he was 21, I reckon, then, and he's probably in his last 2 years here. I could be wrong. Yeah.
You're right. Yep, 2 years.
You're enough?
2023, this is.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's still under 23, which is mad.
Wow.
Yeah. Do they have any other players? Like that has cards. I don't know what. We need to get off this Wrexham talk, please. He's killing me.
Hold on,
They didn't even win the league. Can we just talk about that?
That's a good point.
Do you know how many points difference there was, Laird? Do you want to guess? So Wrexham finished second on 92. You have a guess what Birmingham finished on? Okay, third finished on 87, just as like a whatever. Fourth, 85. Like it was close. Guess what Birmingham finished on?
108.
111. They scored 84 goals. Wrexham scored 67. 84. That is like insane.
I'm not pulling this up. I don't even know why I'm searching this. We got to get off Wrexham.
I know. Ben Davies plays there. You know, the one that was at Liverpool and stuff, like the defender.
Plays where?
Birmingham.
Oh.
But he's going back to Rangers, it says. So.
The Carlos Heel cartoon card is about to go. What do you think it went for?
Oh, wow. 200?
123. Steal.
Oh, so like 20% more, if that type of thing ish, yeah. I think that's kind of fair.
Yeah, 20% more. Did they say how many of each they're doing? Like how many Carlos Heel cartoons are we getting?
I thought there was 30, but I don't know whether it's 30 of like everything or 30 of like the illustrated version. Corrupty, why are we comparing PSV to Birmingham?
Surface, I've said it like 5 times. I've not watched it 1 second of the show.
I've watched it.
Did they talk about JPEGs?
No.
Or NFTs?
No.
Fantasy football?
Don't think so.
Do you think it would matter more if Ryan Reynolds did a video doing a Sorare like best of Europe comp lineup, or if Nicola went on the show? Like if he sat in the box and that was actually like the sponsorship.
Probably the Ryan Reynolds one. What about if they did a once in a lifetime trip to the race course to go watch Wrexham play? To launch Wrexham on this platform, do you think does that convert normies? Like they have to sign up to Sorare to do it. They enter a best of Europe comp. If they win, they go to North Wales. What a beautiful place it is to go watch Wrexham play.
Do you think that the once in a lifetime experience is better as going there to watch a game or to play? Wow.
Mikey Baston, don't worry about it. If anyone wants it, £3,000. I don't even know who he is. I'm joking.
I was going to say, who is Jay Stansfield? Does he play for them?
Yeah, they paid like 12 million for him. Birmingham did. In the League One. Wow. Like, I think it broke records, like, as far as transfers.
If Ryan Reynolds signs up to your Patreon, we mooning.
Yeah,
that's cool. Oh, Surface. I know the story of Wrexham. Like, I understand that. I love that you considered it an underdog story as they outspend every single team in the history of football at that level.
Still,
yeah, no, I get it. How would they even organically mention it? Ryan, have you heard of this fun, engaging NFT-based game Sorare? I heard the classic utility is the best around. They spent more on Stanfield than Liverpool did on Chiesa.
They got him for free. Oh, no, yeah, they paid for Chiesa, yeah. Yeah, that's true, they did.
Oh, so sorry, my question. Do you think the once-in-a-lifetime experience is comparing the two of going to a game or playing a game on the pitch?
Probably playing on the pitch.
Really? What if you sit next to Ryan Reynolds? Not for you. What do you think if they had a competition that they wanted to get the most people interested in?
Yeah.
Do you think playing on the race course ground is enough?
Or sitting next to him, or both?
Yeah, sitting next to him.
Probably sitting next to him.
What if it was in between Rob and Ryan?
Sandwiched in.
Yeah.
A little Rob and Ryan sandwich. Yeah. I'd say that would be the alpha, like, comp for some. Yeah, I'd rather play on the pitch personally, but I reckon more people would rather sit between them and just, yeah.
Server said it's less about them mentioning, more about the 50 to 100 people trying Sorare, maybe because they follow the team. 50 plus people makes a difference now in Rare and Super.
I've never heard anything like this. As it, you think they're just going to come in and play Rare and Super Rare? Come on now. I mean, I know you're not necessarily saying that. You're just saying the number would make a difference, which I'm not going to argue. But, like, I'm going to argue that if anyone comes on this platform, they're not just walking into Rare and Super Rare if they like Wrexham. Like, I don't know what we're doing now. Please make it make sense.
This is the key. Roman says it. Let Reynolds buy Sorare and then advert them.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Everyone that plays Sorare gets a free Mint Mobile 30% discount on their fucking plan. They get their vodka every weekend where they just drown their sorrows when they don't win any cash because it's all dried up in Classic. And boom. Reynolds is back.
Ooh. Some more crossover here. Josh Cameron said, special once-in-a-lifetime reward. Get to guest star on Deadpool 4.
That's class.
Josh, another popular name in the live chat.
My two best friends from childhood, Sam and Josh.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, very popular name.
Do they play Sorare?
They both have. Sam still owns a limited Lucha Acosta that he hasn't touched for 2 years.
Okay.
He had like a Seattle stack that I convinced him on a few years ago. Hasn't touched it. Josh got in a week after I did, so 4 or 5 years ago. Remember the Zenit keeper? Like the old guy? I don't know his name, but like...
I always mix him up with the...
it begins with K.
Oh, hold on.
Karatsev or something like that. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's like 40.
There were two of them, though, weren't there? No, you know what? I think I'm thinking of Dynamo Moscow.
Yeah,
Not
you're on
Dynamo.
about fucking not.
Who?
Yeah,
Um,
I think he might be still there. Nah, he must have retired. Anyway, he had him as his referral.
Kurzakov?
Oh, that's him. Yeah, Kurzakov. Yeah, he had him as his like the rare version. Obviously, there was no limit at the time, and sold him for like 120 quid or whatever it was. Yeah, he played it for a bit, but just I don't know. They just can't, you know. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, it's Josh and Sam, actually. Oh, no. But there's a musical artist, Sam and Josh.
Okay.
What kind of music do you think it is? Never mind. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're really going off topic here.
They're now Harry's multiple. Akinfeev was a Dynamo Moscow, or no,
CSK.
CSKA, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have not played Sorare if you haven't had a Akinfeev in your gallery at some point.
If you've never been exposed to the Russian side of this game, then
or a Guilherme, which everybody seems to pronounce as like Guilherme or something.
Guilherme or something. Yeah, Guilherme. He was Lokomotiv Zagreb, I think.
No, Lokomotivo Moscow, wasn't it?
Moscow. Yeah. Sorry.
I won him once and may have sold it for half an ETH.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Let me double check that because I don't want to speak. That was like the best reward I had ever won at the time. Where is that guy? Oh, maybe it wasn't the best reward. Here he is. What did I sell this card for? Oh, quarter of an ETH. Excuse me.
Yeah, I feel like he died a while ago.
Like literally?
No, not literally, but
it's only 39. He's got years left in Brazil if he wanted to go.
Yeah, Samurai. We mentioned that at the start of the stream, to be fair, about Almada. Let's speculate on some under 23 goalkeepers then, Laird. Because, yeah, there's always some that come out of the woodworks every year that, from obscurity half the time, that you just, you sometimes can't even foresee them becoming the starter, and they'll randomly have cards on this game that you would never even bother looking at because, they're not starting right now for the most part. They might even be third place, but then, both starters leave and, they find themselves, starting games of football next season. So I think that can be, well, we know it can be really fruitful a lot of the time, but it is a fickle game because a couple of bar games and there's like an experienced backup, that we've seen that happen more than once. But like, for example, Tobelason might be leaving.
I was just, were
you on him?
Well, I went to the market and I was like, I'm just going to do U23 goalies. And I saw Layson pop up and I'm like, what's going on with Layson?
Yeah, I think he's going to leave. Well, everyone in Belgium seems to think he's going to leave.
To do what? Get a better team?
Yeah, either a bigger club in Belgium.
A better team.
Maybe back to Genk, or, if Penders goes and, because he's technically not there anymore.
HBC just never getting that job back, is he?
No. They're just doing everything they can to not get
everything, yeah.
They'll probably bring back Gaten Kook from Saudi if they could.
How's he doing over there? Who knows?
Yeah, he's doing well. I got him on Instagram. He seems to be getting good SOFA score ratings.
Let's do something more important and look at the specific U23 goalies that I have that might be able to.
So I got an offer earlier for one of my under 23 goalkeepers that isn't a starter right now for one of your goalkeepers in Nahuel Knoll. Just a random offer from somebody that I didn't have. It was unsolicited. I didn't have this card up for sale. It was Dennis Seaman, who you might have heard me mention a few times. I've won him twice this season. Wow. As like tier 2s.
Somehow. Oh, yeah. Super rare?
No, two rares, to be fair.
2 rares.
But like Nahuel Knoll, he offered me £1 in Nahuel Knoll. So I don't know whether Knoll's dying, but
I thought you said he offered you £1 for Nahuel Knoll.
Oh, right. He's young, Nahuel Knoll still.
There was a time where I used to speculate on under 23 goalies, as you can see. This guy, is he still under 21 to the 23? He's got one more year left.
Mm-hmm.
Did Camber come up?
Ooh, I know Excelsior a second. I can't remember who won the league. I don't think it was them though. No.
I bought him, and there might have been in this collection. Remy.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a guy at Ajax. I forget, but there was a time where like there was a bunch of goalies like that, and I just speculated on them.
I mean, sometimes it's worth sort of just spreading your seeds as far and wide as you can with under 23 goalies and just seeing what sticks eventually. Like most of them won't. He's supposed to be quite highly rated. He moved to USG, didn't he? Wow, he's 22 already. Like if Morrisley, I don't know. There's so many that could become popular out of obscurity. I think Ghent. There's a guy who's going to go to Ghent. That's like got cards. I think he's 22 right now. I can't remember his name. Someone in the chat will let me know.
Rofskan? I know he's hurt, but
no, I don't know. I hadn't heard of him, to be fair. He's like a red X right now, but he's no, that's it. Sorry, he's not going to Ghent. He used to play for Ghent, but he's coming up with a second division Belgian team, like getting promoted. Ooh,
why is Bacon going to start soon? He's so bad.
Yeah, he's had a few stints, hasn't he, in goal, but then loses the plot, and then is he still under 23 for a bit?
Just he's a classic Korean goalkeeper, and he's already
he's 24. Yeah, Big joined the army.
Oh,
fair play to him.
Okay,
well done, Big.
Well, you say that as if he had any choice, but
yeah, he didn't have a choice. But
so Volendam won the league. That's where K Van Ovalen plays.
Yeah, Volendam did win the league. They've been on this platform before, so I would argue, yeah.
I almost read that as Kanye at first. All right, 2028.
Yeah,
58 classic cards. No one's selling.
Oh, traded a day ago.
Someone knows.
Someone knows. Ooh, that feels fun. He's a rookie as well. That's cool.
Stole that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
The one I became aware of just because I crafted him was final played an under 23 keeper this weekend. Oh, what did he? Oh, no way. Of course he gets a last man tackle added when I didn't even know. I knew they lost, so I was like, I didn't care. 2-0. Of course he gets a last man tackle. So they paid like 2 mil for him from like from somewhere in Bulgaria. Legio somewhere, I don't know, Sofia or something.
Levski Sofia. Here you go.
Levski Sofia. He's highly rated and not really been given much of a chance because they've had obviously Bilo who just dies every season. And Wellenruth has come in and been amazing, to be fair. So I've heard both could leave. Like I've heard one definitely probably leaves. Like there's so many things that end up happening with these U23 keepers. Like Empolo was like the epitome of this season. Like he's been in and out.
Yeah.
He started before I remember making a video before the season. Like he's not meant to start type of thing. Like they're going to bring someone in because like Bodart was there. And then Empolo starts the season. He's insane. Like incredible. And then somehow loses the plot for a couple of games. Then gets back in. Then Bazunu comes in. Like Liège have been all over the shop this season. That is an issue. Danny Ramage is another one.
Yeah, he's staying it. He's supposed. I'm pretty sure his loan is through next season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an 18-month loan.
Yeah. Tepe, no, I think Tepe comes out, Mikey. I believe.
What about the Lazio kid? Yeah, he's
Mandas or whatever his name is.
I don't even know. I know it's not
Providel. He has one more year, yeah. Fair enough. Greek. Yeah, one more year. That's the thing. Like the floor on an under 23 keeper right now is like a start, roughly $40, $50, $60 pounds or whatever. Like so if you're picking up some for $10, $15, $20 max, like, and they end up becoming stars, and you've got good information that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't, like. There's minimal risk with those sort of things, especially if they've got multiple years left. Like that's where you want it to be. Like you want a couple that have 2 or 3 years left if you can, because you've got that cushion. Then if he doesn't start, then it's like, well, he's not dead for another 2 years.
You know these two guys from Trabzonspor?
I think I know the Yildirim guy. I don't know the other one, to be honest. If it's the guy I'm thinking of, let's have a look.
No.
Yildirim.
I feel like it's got to be spelled different. Oh, it probably has one of those special characters.
Oh, for sure.
I'll never find it. I guess I could just look at Trabzonspor.
I gotta tell you an interesting one. The lad who is at Zagreb, who started in goal for, I think it was Lokomotiv or someone. What's his name? Kavlina.
Oh yeah,
Remember him?
he was on loan though, wasn't he?
He was on loan. Then he had a bust up with the goalie coach.
Yeah.
They sent him back to Zagreb. He's played like 2 games.
Yeah.
3 games. Sorry, he was just Osijek. Made 2 errors in 4 games and then was subbed and then moved back, obviously. But yeah, he's got another year, so it's mad.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I know. But like he could just go somewhere on loan so easily and play somewhere and be really good. Like it could easily happen. It could easily not. But like this is just the risks you take with these players.
Yep. Silic.
Okay, Tony.
I have a Silic, but he has a different name.
That's a new name on me, that one. Silic.
I swear I have a guy named Silic. Hold on. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
No longer under 23.
No.
God. Do you think Adon was going to come up in conversation today?
Oh, my God.
I got a Teton start last week.
Yeah, you did. Unistar was out. What was I going to say? So I made a little gamble on Astrolaga, who's at Barcelona. I think he's like 20 now. Yeah, Pulse has been really good. Really consistent. Yeah, I bought his super rare from Valuz, who was selling out of like a load of super rares a few months ago now.
What's his name?
Ander, Ander, Astrolaga. So like the worry is he stays as Barca's, second or third keeper. Obviously, he's been on the bench a few times this season, but like under 23 until 2028. Like those are the ones where I can afford to just sit on him for a little bit, and he could easily go to La Liga too, and he's just he starts for a bit type of thing. Like that. That's my gamble on these type of ones that I don't have any inside info on. Somebody's Satonio, Valuz, of course. So he was getting out of all sketches.
He looks like he's 11 years old.
I know. Like, where does Penders go next? Like, does he go back to Genk? Does he go on another loan? Like, what about yeah, he's been playing for Barca B, Mikey. Yeah. What about the other lad, the Polish US kid? What's his name? The keeper.
The Polish US kid.
I mean, like he Polish descent.
Oh.
Chelsea bought him from Chicago, I think it was, wasn't it? Can't think of his name. Played in MLS.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't think of his name.
I can like see his face.
Yeah, he's got a big round head.
Surface. The answer is no. Lavagno, Inino.
Slonina. Thank you, James.
Slonina, yeah. He'll never play River Plate.
Gaga Slonina. Is he still? Yeah, wow. Jeez. Still 21, man. It's bonkers, really. He's had a couple of weird loans, like Barnsley. He went to Belgium.
Yeah, Eupen. That's why we have his cards, right?
Yeah, Eupen.
After he left.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Gaga Slonina, yeah.
Yeah, and then Brady took over, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're both the same age. Like, how wild is that? Must have been so frustrating as a kid. Like, imagine being one of the other two. Like, it's just like, well, we're both insane, but only one of us can play.
Yeah. Yeah. What's funny is it's the big head that I was picturing. Like these eyes were staring right at me in my head, but I couldn't remember this part of the card. 16. Jeez.
Yeah, insane. He was like fast tracked, wasn't he?
Yeah. And now does he even play for the Chelsea under 21?
Well, it says 21s. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Genuinely. Does Gaten Cook come back? No, he's under 23, but like, has he made enough money yet? Please.
Sounds like somebody who has a super rare.
Oh, Gaten Cook.
I almost bought his super rare like days before he went.
Dodged a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the goalkeeper speculation one. It's just, I don't know, it's just fun, especially when it works.
I was gonna say you only need one to work.
I've got a Tom de Graaf. He's at Utrecht. He's supposed to be pretty highly rated, not like crazy high, but you know, there could be something there. Not that he, you know, would take over Barkas, but maybe moves.
James, they have Petrovic too.
Yeah, but he's not under 23.
Was he not?
No.
Oh.
25 now.
Oh, yeah. Well, way out.
And I think Jorgensen actually comes out this July. I could be wrong, but I am wrong.
One more year?
Yep. They'll probably end up buying Bart or something as well.
Yeah, right.
I mean, someone's going to buy Bart. I think Bart's going somewhere. Bayern or something.
What is he going to do there?
Well, I think 25 now. He's been good though.
Yeah. Does it sound like he's going to be the starter, or would they just really have no idea?
I wouldn't think so. Genuinely, I don't know who he's going to be, but I don't think it'll be Petrovic.
Yeah,
at Chelsea anyway. Yeah,
right at Chelsea. Yeah.
Bergstrom. Yeah, they got another young kid, Bergstrom as well. He's like Danish or something. He's another keeper. He's got cards or Finnish maybe
at Chelsea.
Yep.
Why not?
They got tons. It's tough. It's tough to get it right, but you know, if you shoot enough, you know, some will work out. It's just it just depends on what that ratio really looks like.
Yep. I think I broke Sorare data.
Still fun to do, but like you said, it just becomes maybe not as fun just because, you know, we have in season every year now to contend with, and it's just not as fruitful as it maybe once was. You know.
Yeah.
That's the only issue with it all.
All right, we're going to play a quick game here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to guess how much certain cards are going to cost in August.
Okay.
The first one I want to do is Jude.
Judy.
So I know classic Judes have been under, and SD is just dying here. I don't know if it's my Trafford course will be hyper expensive. Yeah. I don't think Chelsea are going to buy him, though.
No.
Let me see if this is my internet or just... It looks like it's Sorare data. All right. Jude. Let's do rare because you play rare. 518 for the in-season, but I know the classic... This is annoying because they don't do private offers. Last couple Judes have gone under.
Call it $300 or no?
It's like it's under 300.
Okay.
Does Jude get to 500 for a classic before the season starts?
I don't think so. No,
okay.
I'm gonna confidently say no there.
Okay.
Like the issue with that is like I think I'd rather take the risk on like Arda Güler at like $100 and Xavi Alonso just love him and then he's 300 or something, you know, like that's my thinking with that one, with Jude specifically. I know you're probably guaranteed fine enough scores with Jude as we know, but Arda could just be like ridiculous.
Yeah.
The floor's not great right now, but
so we're down under getting one.
Ooh, from McBride. Oh yeah,
McBride's out. He's out on Real Madrid.
Valu's out again. Valu's is out on everything. What is going on?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Gone. again.
Wow. Flipping burgers now, isn't he?
So let's say Arda is 75 right now.
Okay.
Is he 150 in August for a classic?
If we kind of know that he's going to be a big plan of Real Madrid and Xavi Alonso, let's call it. Yeah, I think he doubles personally.
Yeah.
I'd like, like if Pedri's what's Pedri right now? Over 200, I think, roughly. Like Gula could be on that level or even more. Jesus, really?
Yeah. Pedri's
350.
350.
Wow.
Even. That's a lot.
Gundogan selling out. All the big boys selling out.
Somebody bought something from
Basel. I think it was Basel.
No, but
no,
somebody. He sold Yamal recently.
Okay.
And it was like much cheaper than where Yamal had been. Here we go. 600 for Yamal. Oh yeah, that's actually not that much.
Yeah, not crazy.
Pavel's got a Yamal.
Somebody sold one to him, was it? Or traded maybe?
Yeah. Let's see what this looks like. This is going to be so ugly. It's so bad it won't even load. Come on.
RIPSD.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think Gula has room to double easily. Mm-hmm. Like if we know he's going to be like in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon he could double. Like an interesting one would be like a Saka right now. Like what's Saka's price? Just because like he's been injured, Arsenal out of everything. Like, there's not really much reason to buy a Saka right now. He's probably around $200. I'm going to assume, maybe a bit more.
Floor is 248 for the mid.
Okay. Like, okay, he's got one more year left of U23, I think.
Yep.
Does he increase? I wouldn't be in a the issue is I'd rather just Elise. That's my issue there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd rather just buy Elise because I think he would be probably a bit better than Saka next season, just scoring wise. I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. Like I much prefer these like $5 Ishmael Benaces, and I do. I'm a cheapskate. I do prefer that gamble, or I just do.
I'm gonna pull a Harry Trades here, and I gotta take something. You keep talking.
No worries. Yeah. Who else is in that like Arda Güler, doubleable type of situation that maybe hasn't really kicked on this year, but shown glimpses? I can't really think of many. Like, what happens to Wirtz's price? If Wirtz goes to Liverpool, City, if he goes to Bayern, what happens to Wirtz's price if he goes to Bayern? Like, even the Classic. I think the Classic even goes for a bit more. I don't know how you fit them all in. Like him and fucking, Elise, Musiala. It feels like there's too many of them. But, what's his price look like at Bayern? I also have a crying baby a minute, so I need to go for 1 second. Sorry, lads. No, not to Man U. No chance. Wirtz can't go to United. That would not be good. Cunha to United?
Yeah, he's going, isn't he?
Apparently, yeah. Does that do anything positive to his price? I mean, he's been amazing for Wolves. Like, can he get much better for United? Really?
It's really hard for me to think anybody going to United gets better. Like, just show me the track record of somebody who gets better when they get there.
Bruno's the only one, probably.
He was already great though.
Yeah, he was good, but like challenger good. Or challenger elite, probably.
But we don't even
Wow,
have
really?
scores, I guess.
He had cards though.
Yeah.
That's a bit mad.
I don't know. He's good.
I was saying, like, what happens to Florian Wirtz's price if he goes to Bayern? Like, is that a situation where like it grows in value because he's at Bayern, but then it's like, well,
is he actually
like
going to play?
well, yeah, is he fully nailed? That becomes probably an issue then.
Sané's leaving? Is Gnabry staying?
Probably. They all just stay every year, don't they? For some, I think Coleman's leaving. I think that's definitely one of the ones that could leave. Josh says El Canus is getting linked to some. Yeah, but I don't think he's. I mean, yeah, you'd rather him on a big team playing than you would for obviously Leicester. But at the same time, like, is he going to play for these big teams? Like, he's a really talented player. Like, I'll give him that. He's good, really good. But where does it become like a legit SO5 option?
Right.
I'm not too sure where that is. Like, does he get amazing at Tottenham? I don't know. Like, I don't know where that team is.
Who's taking over at Leverkusen? Do they know yet?
I don't think they know. Well, I don't think they know. No. We also have under 20. Well, we don't know if it's covered, but there's an under 21 comp. Maybe this summer. The Euros.
Remember when they announced that? What was that? 4 years ago? 2 years ago? When I don't know how often they do them.
It wasn't that long ago because
I remember I was trying to buy a Van de Voort.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they announced that, and his price just skyrocketed, and I was like,
flew up.
I was so angry.
I remember where I was when you were telling me that. Like, genuinely, I've got it in my head where I was. Like, I just recall that, and he just flew up, didn't he? Yeah.
Red Devil, yeah. Somebody mentioned Carreras yesterday.
The thing is, like, they're weak at left back, so like, it wouldn't surprise me if he actually plays there at Madrid. Like, I don't think that's out of the realm at all. Like, Mendy's always injured, and Fran Garcia is okay, but I know they're not like in love with him. Like, I think that Caceres could be the answer.
ETH linked to Leverkusen.
Ten Hag. Oh.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
No. Just run for the hills.
Is it finally Jonas Hoffman season though?
Yeah, maybe. I think he started this weekend, I think.
Nothing shows a fully rotated side than he only played 45 minutes too.
What the fuck he did? He just hates him, doesn't he, Alonso? Absolutely hates him.
God, these days bring me back. Wonder if I've ever won anything with this card.
He stinks of like moving to St. Louis.
God, that's like such a good call.
It is. I'm telling you, he's going to St. Louis. Put all your money on it.
I guess I have won a decent amount.
Yeah, he was a good player for a while.
Look at this, winning $200 for finishing 27th in All-Star Rare Prop.
Remember that?
Remember that?
Cash in All-Star. That. Yeah, I didn't even really play too much back then, like of that comp. But like, yeah, looking back, that was insane. They had it in All-Star Rare Pro as well, didn't they? I believe.
That's where I won it.
Oh, Rare sorry, Pro. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, they had both.
Yeah, they had an All-Star and All-Star Rare Pro. Yeah. Yeah.
Bring me back. Surely the Club World Cup will have a few players for the big teams who are not usually starters, but smash for that comp. Maybe. Oh yeah. Madrid might bring in Grimaldo.
Yeah. Well, that could be fun as well.
There's a requirement that Club World Cup teams field their strongest teams, so maybe not that much. I mean,
how do you quantify that?
Yeah. They'll just say people are hurt. That's all.
Yeah, they're tired. They can't play. Who's going to tell you they're not?
And then hopefully River Plate wins the whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be fun. What group are they in? They're in a tough one, aren't they? With like Madrid and stuff, or no?
They're with Urawa.
Oh yeah. I thought they got two really tough two tough teams, like outside of that.
We did look this up.
Mm-hmm.
Stomach pains all around. Yeah. River Plate have Monterey and Inter. Inter coming off a Champions League run.
Yeah, it's not too hard actually.
Yeah, who knows? Genuinely, who knows?
Yeah. Oh. So, how many Benesairs are you buying?
I've gotten 3 during the show, all super rares, and I'll buy a bunch of uniques. Or how many uniques he has.
Yeah, when are we venturing into unique, Laird? That's the big question. Are we finally going to do it next year? Next season?
I think about it sporadically. I don't think about it anymore. The last time I thought about it was with Cap 240.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, yeah. Actually, that's not true. I thought of it after that. Somebody was selling the Paulinho from Midtjylland, and he basically hasn't played since then.
Yep. Sounds about right.
I've thought about it. If I could get like a full team for like $200, I would consider it. The goalie's always a problem.
Yeah. Probably be contender, wouldn't it?
I almost bought the Maxim unique from I think Skosmo had it at one point. I thought about buying that.
I think Sean has one of them.
Really? Oh yeah, he did after that deal. Yeah, maybe. But no uniques this time. Maybe I'll battle with Pranksy for the in-season ones next year.
With your 2 huge cash balances.
Yeah. That'll get me a quarter of one unique, maybe. Yeah, no, it's not happening. Yeah, no.
Right, I've got a screaming baby, so I might need to make a move.
We're done anyway.
Okay.
As soon as we start talking about uniques, we're toast.
Yeah, we're toast. We're done.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe about Sorare. I might also be back twice. I haven't figured that out yet. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. Yeah, go outside.